spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun. It's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave is how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Peace. I got my necklace on backwards. I want to start off by saying love, truth, peace, freedom, justice to all the light seekers. Noble Mufti, Minister Malik, can you give us our Moorish American prayer real fast, my brother?
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night, by day, through his holy prophet, through Ali, Sheikh and Bay in the flesh, and all the Muftis of the BBT. Peace and love.
Man, nothing but peace, love, and light. Peace, Noble Moso. How you doing, Noble? I know Moso was there. I know he's doing what he do. But I want to say peace, love, and light to all the light seekers in the world.
Islam.
Peace, Noble. How you been, man?
Peace. Doing good, Noble. How's it going?
Great, man. It's always good to hear your voice, man. I be wanting to hear y'all voice, man. When I don't hear y'all voice, I get nervous. I be thinking something wrong. I be be wanting to hear brother's voice. Just say, hey, peace, Noble, Sheik, everything good, everything cool, and then we cool. But
Indeed.
like I want to hear my brothers because life be lifing. But it's so beautiful to be around your brothers and see the increase. And it was so good seeing my Noble Malik come out to Arizona, kick it with us, man. I'm a people person and I feed off energy. And that's what I keep telling people, man. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. We built for this. You know how Ford say we Ford tough? We built for this.
Yeah, baby.
We built for this. And that's what I always try to be, motivation and positive influence to people. We all go through some things. It's always going to be a storm. But it's the analogy of a scar, scab, and a wound. The healing process. Are you healing, or are you letting childhood trauma continue to take you down to a lower self? Right. Because the science supposed to get you where you need to be, and the brotherhood does that. But we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned as the people to fall off of that, to put all our helps and things outside ourselves. That's why I use the analogy, family, about being like a deer with headlights on. That's why I give Noble's application to study while you're going through life, because people will pull you. When you on the mission, people will pull you because they see you on your mission. They see you in your secluded group. They will pull you and they will take your attention, and you will see yourself falling. And because we put faith in other things, just like when I talk about finances, I always say money is earned. I mean, money is given, it's not earned. What do you mean? Somebody that's going to give me money? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you are operating in your gifts, a job is a 9 to 5, which you trade hours for dollars. That's basic sustainability. But what else are you doing? Because there's 24 hours in a day and you don't give up on your dream. You're supposed to be doing that all day, every day, 24 hours in your spare time, using social media, building with your people, not letting nobody take your time. Because you got to remember, if no one is not, how can I say, celebrating you as you celebrate you, you got to be done with that. Yesterday, I was having a speaking on science. I played Brian Ho's album. Why? Because I want people to hear it. Had 2,000 people on TikTok listening. Was like, man, what is on? I said, my brother album streaming on all platforms. I celebrate my brothers and sisters. You want to be the best in what you do. But understanding this wisdom, and that's what today's Adapt class is about, the master key system. When I give bullets, when I request things, I'm not requesting this like, oh, it's just something that I think you should do. This is something that I recommend you do. Just think about it. When we in relationships, we do things sometimes, Malik, we don't even want to do. And the only reason why we do it because we're in a relationship. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just making this plain. So today we are going to talk about the master key system to put some things in application to see, are we on that level? You know, y'all have the wisdom. I send it to y'all email if y'all don't have it. That's why I tell Malik, I always tell people, yeah, you need to come to class. Forget putting on stuff, turbans and all that, and you don't know the science, and you're not even willing to come to class. And we make it so easy. You can see it right in the confines of your home and log on in our Temple and School YouTube channel.
I should have of the internet. It could be used for good or it could be used for bad. It's all a choice.
Yes. We should have just as many people on our Temple and School page right now than followers on TikTok. We should have people donating and all that, getting books, getting literature and all that, because it's a tax. We give you a tax-exempt receipt. This is how we build our infrastructure, and we don't have to change our lifestyle. We giving everything away. I'm telling y'all, man, as I give us analogies of the Sopranos, and I tell people we tax exempt for the federal government, and we still begging for stuff. We still thinking the government, someone gonna come save us, while we still buy clothes, buy shoes, go out to eat and all that. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those things. I'm just giving a clear pictorial of when we say we struggling. Are we really struggling? Are we really struggling?
We just make a different decision.
Thank you, Malik. And right, that's all we have.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. It's a learning process for everybody. But some people have to give up, you know, the understanding, or maybe the lack of understanding that they have to get understanding. That makes sense.
That make a lot of sense, Malik.
So
that makes a lot of sense, man. I got my other thing. Like, I don't share my college stream because they don't want to be on there, because they're like, Sheik, you allow disrespect, which is amazing. I said, I don't fall for that. Half of these people don't know me. So when somebody come on here and speak racist stuff, I done help more Europeans than my own people, because I'm from Arizona. I done helped so many people graduate out of college and stuff that don't even look like me. To this day, today, I don't have a spiteful bone in my blood. But what I'm not going to allow is no one to tell me who I am. What I'm not going to allow is no one to tell me I can't speak who I am and reach my people and be the Messiah in the flesh for my people, because I know that's my mission.
Or put a cap on your glass.
Nope. I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing no pro-righteous brother to do that. I deal with righteousness. I deal with a brotherhood. We have religion forever. I deal with brotherhood, a clear understanding. So when I give wisdom, when I talk about the master key, which will unlock the secret chambers of success. And when I say success, success is measured on your playing field. What is success to you? I'll just give an analogy. Malik's success might be, man, I want to be the person in my family that actually break the barrier, own the land and doing all this and build it with my brotherhood. That's success to him. Success might not be him working no job or no crazy stuff. That's success to him. Success to another person might be, I want to be the best foreman on my job. That's success to them. So if that's the case, how are you going to be the best in what you do? That's what we pull out, the best in you. And when you understand that, you link up with brothers. So we talk about the secret chambers of success. It can throw wide the doors, which seems to bar men and women from the treasure house of nature, and bids those enter and partake who are wise enough to understand and broad enough to weigh the evidence, you know,
Absolutely.
Firm enough to follow their own judgment and strong enough to make the sacrifice exact. See, some of us ain't strong enough. I keep telling, ain't no slack to no one. A lot of us are not strong enough. Why? Because we let people tell you that. Look at some people on here that they were told they not handsome. And so they look in the mirror and they think they not handsome. Some people told them like, oh, you're not this and that, and you're this and that, and you ugly. And so you feel that. But the mirror, Malik, we always talked about this. The mirror only projects what it sees. So whatever you think you are, that's who you are.
Yeah. And if you allow people to influence you in that manner, then you're allowing the influence. And some people need to be taught how to not let that happen, though, too, because we live in a world of social conditioning. You know, it's very powerful if you don't have people around you, too, to cultivate the positive stuff, you know what I mean? And the reinforcement of your ability to pull out your strengths, you know what I mean? So I understand, and we understand, but it takes a village. So
yes.
That's what we're here for. We doing the first principle. We doing everything out of love. So that's the first.
Yeah. Like you was
fire
talking
principle.
about,
So we're doing everything out of love. And if you understand,
when you
sometimes
build,
love come with fire, right?
mhm,
Sometimes love come with cooling off water, you know.
mhm.
But you have to understand that this is from love. It's no not an ulterior motive, but it's no maliciousness over here at all. This is all out of love. We don't do malicious stuff.
Absolutely. We don't send no one to a
And
burning
if
house.
you think that we do, you have a yeah, you have a misunderstanding of what the science is all about.
Islam. We're supposed to be proud of who we are. We're supposed to be proud. We're supposed to be proud. We don't have to always celebrate those that's going. That's why I believe in giving credit where it is due. I give credit to my muftis for being a mapping guide. I give credit for my noble Malik pulling the goodness out of me. Because I told you, I was at one point where I didn't trust people that look like me because I lost my brother. There no European, no Albion, no Trelodite, no Anglo-Saxon got no power over me. I tell everybody that. My head only be on the swivel is when I'm around my own kind. The only reason when I'm home, the only reason when I'm packing
Absolutely.
weapons, because I don't pack weapons around other people because they know who I am. Everywhere I go, peace chic, peace chic. When I go around my people, they the ones that's lost. So if God around lost people, I have to protect myself. Isn't that? Look at the oxymoronness of that. Look at that. We invite people to come as a gift. We don't invite people to go to the clubs and do all that. We hang out together. We invite people to come learn and kids. That's why I believe giving credit to where credit is due. This helped me. I know this more than my education, more than all the accolades that I've done. This brotherhood has done way more than that, than any outside accolades I can get. Because this inside, I keep telling people, this heal your heart. This is the therapy that you need. You can't keep looking at it. When I use the analogy of scar, scab, and wound, I give credit where credit is due. Therefore, I believe I ought to inform you that my brother's success, whatever my success is measured to, and my brother's measured success, and the success that you should have is all based on a lot of history. We go over Napoleon Hill and all that stuff. I go over certain things that we able to manifest in the flesh. It's on this master key system. Everything is a system. Everything is a system. And we are doing the work by helping people to realize that nothing is impossible. You heard what Kevin Garnett said when they won a championship. Anything is possible. Nothing is impossible of accomplishments which a man or a woman can create in his own what? Imagination, in his own consciousness. And I'm talking about this God consciousness. I don't care. Well, I don't believe in that. I don't believe. What are you here for? That shows me the aptitude of Malik always say, we said, man, I feel sorry for the women and the children that a lot of these women deal with. That's adults that call themselves Moors. My noble said, I feel sorry for the women and the children. Why? Because to be for women and children to be raised by men that's like this on the internet acting crazy, that's an offspring. Because hate and righteousness is a condition that's learned at home. Just like Big Mama House. When you saw Big Mama House pass, and because Big Mama, the food she was eating, and then all the kids do the same holidays and they eat soul food, they all gonna have the same thing Big Mama had.
Facts.
See?
That's what you are, what you eat, right? That's what
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. And
yeah,
that's the choice. Like people don't understand, like they think that they don't have a choice, but you do have a choice. You can eat less of good stuff and still be healthy instead of more of bad stuff.
yes. Just like right now, Malik, our people think they slaves. Our people say, well, we all straight off some Africa and some boat. But that's Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. All I asked everybody yesterday when I was having class, I said, how many people are down with reparations, Malik? Everybody like me. Well, I said, well, identify it as something that's synonymous to slave, you would never get reparations.
Right.
You never get reparations. They don't even know what white by law mean. And so I said, how can you speak on something and you never even took the time to study and come with us and research white by law? Because my noble Malik, he spit that off the head because we studied it. He brought it to his parents like, I don't think y'all know what Sheik is saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have to research it. I don't think when I read the SF 181 form, Malik, when I read what black is, and then when I read what white is, people was like, man, I never even read that. So why would you pick black after you know? I hope you picking white.
Because we've been social conditioned for so long that we got to undo some of the things that have been done, or we have to open our hippocampus of mind. So it's like even being optimistic and pessimistic, right? One is the cup is on and you can't put nothing into it. And the other one is where it's off and you can flush and feel. So
Yeah.
that's like a tremendous big difference. And there's really only one way to learn. You can't be a pessimistic and learn.
Mm.
You can't.
Mm.
That doesn't even make sense. Like if the cap is on so tight, you have to be able to unscrew that bad boy and take it off so you can get a flush and feel, because you can have parasites and all type of stuff in your water, but you don't know that you don't have parasites because you have nothing to compare it to. So with that being said, so if you don't have nothing to compare it to, you think that the parasites is all good, but in actuality it's not. And if you take time to take that cap off and put a flush and feel in there and add something of value to your hippocampus in your brain, so you can get a flush and feel, you start to have a more of a clear understanding. Not that you know it all, but you'll have a better, clear understanding. And you surround yourself with people like that, man, there's no limit. Like it's unlimited. It's like the universe opening up, because the universe is in here, right?
Come on. Yes.
So
Yeah.
you open it up, and I'm always open to learn. Like, yes, most definitely.
Yeah. These are the tools we're using. When people say, "Oh, the tools in the toolbox," I say that's in your Morris Quran chapter 5. We use the tools here at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple of School. We understand all three religious rites: the Paraclete, the Fatimid, Jerusalem. We have a clear understanding. We don't gravitate to nothing outside of myself. Like when people don't understand language, like Arabic and Paleo Hebrew stuff that wasn't written with vowels. This right here, I got on my neck, this chi, this mathematic, this pi, mean peace. Malik, you got on the another one, the Islamic one, in Arabic. It mean the same thing. That mean the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I be telling people, I said you lost. So this master key system is concerned with causes rather than the effects. It demonstrates rather than theory, the practical rather than the abstract. And this is what I tell brothers: when you're on a level and you can't bring people around to what you're doing, and they want to pull your time and they just want to party and BS, and you can't get them to do nothing of what you want to do, that's your issue right there. Because you ain't okay with building your own.
Like mine.
Yes. You got to be. Why? I go back to my noble analogy. How are you a lion and you being led by a giraffe, and you doing all the giraffe stuff, and they telling you forget all the lion stuff you do and how you make a baby, do the giraffe stuff. That to me, that's asinine.
Yeah, but it's also social conditioning when you don't know that you don't know. So if you don't know that you're a lion and been raised by giraffes all your life, right? And until you actually get a mirror and be able to see, like, hold on. Wait, I'm actually different. Wait a minute, this not making sense. Hold on, right? At some point in your life, you have to realize that. But sometimes that takes some people. It takes longer than others, and
yes,
it's okay, as long as you get there.
Yes, and that's why we're talking about the process. Get on the journey. Be the working in progress. I always tell my nobles, working in progress. What you mean? A lot of brothers wasn't wearing turbans and fezzes before they learned, before they knew. Now brothers understand a national headdress and they know how to tie their turbans. They proud to wear their fez and all that, no matter where they go, because you have a clear knowledge. You can easily explain it with love, and it's accepted. That's what we're doing. We're replacing all doubt with love, because it's a force which is gaining momentum with this rapidness and its certainty. That is the despair of the defenders of tradition and reaction. This is largely true because it avoids theory. We avoid speculation and abstractions of all kinds, and confines itself.
It says, prove all things and hold fast to what is good, right?
First Thessalonians 5:21.
Right. It doesn't say prove some. It says ALL. All.
Yes. All.
So prove all. There's a way to be able to do that. God, Allah do it. Confucius. They put all the answers here for us to be able to prove them.
Yes.
And not a belief. A belief, anybody could believe anything, right? Because in the word believe is a word belie, right? But when you want to prove things, there are things you have to prove. And that's where you get you have the discernment, the willpower to do these things. Like we have a conscious mind, a choice to make decisions. So when you make the so-called wrong decision, your wrong decision can be corrected if you're willing with your will, right, to go correct it.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's like, how you gonna leave someone in a burning house? Why? It's like we're gonna defend the lie and it's wrong. That's insanity. And we're not confining yourself to the operation of natural laws. Think about this. These laws operate with scientific exactitude. And those who have succeeded in obtaining a working knowledge of them are enabled to break the bonds of environment, to break the bond of control elementary forces, and utilize the potentialities of infinity. Infinity.
Right.
You know, this is the key. You got the power. I'm just, as a mapper and a guy, I'm just bringing something out of you. All my nobles are adapt thinkers. When we say we nobles, yes, we are nobles and adapt thinkers. I'm bringing something out of you. A sensei, a shaman is a person that bring out the best in you. But like Malik say, but before you can get to all this advanced civics, man, you got to know how to put on your uniform. You got to know how to tie the belt. You got to know which foot is first. It's prerequisites to this. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being initiated into something that's right. What do you mean a form of initiation? Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, junior varsity, college, pro. That's a form of initiation. What? Because you went through those ranks to get to where you are. So you know some stuff. You know some stuff. Think about it. The general public, sometimes the general public don't know. And for many years, little or nothing was permitted to be revealed to the general public concerning the esoteric teachings. How I know? Because I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I know the average man don't know this. I know the average Mason took an oath and they don't know the truth. When I say the esoteric for the general public, you don't know it. But within the last times, if you're in tune with what I'm into, if you're in tune with what my brothers is into, there has been greater freedom in their respect. And until now, they form an important part of nearly all teachings where ultimate truth is an objective. I'm setting a precedent vaguely throughout the world. The idea has been diffused that there was some process of study, which women here and there did follow, and which led to the accusation of a higher kind of knowledge than that taught in books or by public teachers. But it was invariably found that this knowledge was jealousy guarded, and the student was bound to the most unavoidable secrecy. Why you think when a lot of our melanated brothers in masonry, they only can reach 32 degrees of wisdom? And I say, well, in meteorology, 32, when water freezes, that's snowman wisdom. We're 33 times 3. When I say 360 is the sum total of material wisdom, but 720 degrees is the sum total of both material and spiritual wisdom. When you see this mathematical equation, I say these are two tools that was used in elementary: the compass to make a circle and a ruler to make a square. When I say a circle and a square both have 360 degrees of circumference, just different parameter. What do you mean? I'm giving you a mathematical equation. The circle and the square are both 360 degrees.
That's right. Everybody know turning a full circle, that's 360. Everybody know 4 times 90 is 360. It's a circumference.
I'm holding up the tools. So when you hear a person that say they are Sheikah and they laugh like you can't put a circle in a square, you have to run from that because that's charlatan. I got the tool on my neck to show you how to make a circle and a square. It's right on
the compass.
And
I think it is in elementary school they use these tools though. It's funny.
Malik, I keep saying I always say I'm still in the school, man. I haven't went in high science yet. That's why when I listen to people and I say, "Oh, you a dropout?" They say, "No." I say, "Yes, you are," mentally, because this is an elementary tool. I'm trying to bring something back to your remembrance. Think about it. Think about it. It's nothing secret with me. It's sacred, meaning it's dear to our heart. We take this serious. I can't be around no grown man that's playing. I can't be around no grown man that's not serious, that's not sure of what they doing. And you easy distracted. And you let somebody come and tell you what you're doing is not right. That to me, that's a weak man. Me and Malik, we talk. The only reason why I reference my brother a lot, because we talk. We talk, we converse, we build each other up. A lot of us, or you only want somebody to depend on when you got an alcohol problem and when you got to have a drug problem. Well, mentally, physically, spiritually, we should take on the analogy of having an alcohol problem and having a drug problem. Why? To link with our brotherhood. Because at one point we had to have an overseer to do this, and they taught us wrong. We couldn't. This was illegal, Malik. This was illegal. What we doing? You can go to jail for what I'm doing.
Now
The
we have the
unauthorized,
capability.
huh?
I said, now we have the capability. We just
Yes,
have to get into the psychosis because a lot of it is a psychosis, man. Like it's psychosis. And if you don't
yeah,
know, look what the word means. What
yes. See,
psychosis means. So, and then you'll
yes,
have a better understanding.
yes. Condition. Unauthorized revelation of such information by any student of the great schools of esoteric philosophy. See, this was true because those in authority were afraid of their result of premature disclosure of these important principles. Just imagine if all of us gathered right now, we know it's over. When you know how to sign things, when you sign things and you ain't signed as no slave, that's when the shift come. They
Yeah.
feared that the unprepared public mind might not be ready to make proper use of the extraordinary power which the application of these principles disclose. The world is afraid of that.
You know what? I'm gonna add to what you're saying because I think I know part of it is that we've actually done it to ourselves by not following the instructions in the first place. That's how we got here. And if people actually read, so I'll just give an analogy out of the Bible, where he led everybody out of Egypt, right? God led everybody out of Egypt and away from the king, right? And he said, I didn't make no king to rule over you. Nobody to rule over you. And they kept asking for a king. So God said, hey, I'm going to give you what you're asking for. And this is what has transpired out of that.
Yes.
That's why we have these presidents and these people over running these governments because we have asked for it instead of coming together and being unity. Also, this is what the Electoral College in our system was created for, to not give everybody the unity of power. It's actually to divide and conquer. So,
do you know the preamble?
To the what?
Do y'all know the preamble?
To the Constitution?
Yes.
We the people.
We the people
Of the United
States of America, in order to form a more perfect union.
Establish justice,
Justice,
ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, and establish this Constitution to the united, meaning collective, to the United States of America.
And we're not doing that. We're doing a Constitution of disservice. And it was created in the eyes, written through, God's energy. So, but a lot of us don't understand that, how everything relates. But we're here to connect these things. And if people want to learn, it's all good. If you don't, it's on you. Many are called, but if you were chosen, I get it.
But I always say we don't put a cap on the youth. And see, a lot of times parents can destroy the kids. That's why in China, they said that you can't program your kid to no religion till they 18 because you messing up their thought process. Research it. They don't even allow religion to be taught in schools and all that because they say you programming the kid. Well, you got to wait till their mind develops to 18 before they can make a sound decision. They done cut all that out. Research what I'm telling you. See? But approaches to scientific understanding are open to all, and present study has revealed hidden passages, which led to the grandest imaginable realms of enlightenment. All through your Bible is spell codes. And then you'll hear a Christian person, oh, that's scary. But the Bible talks about spells. The Bible is casting out spells. You just don't know it because you haven't had a good mapping guide to show you. It's in there, as Malik say, like High and Ketchup. Baby, it's in there. And for a time, it was possible to delude the general public with the idea that transmutation was on the plane of matter alone. And they continued to remain in ignorance of the fact that this was but a correspondence and that the higher forms of alchemy takes place in mental and spiritual realms. No, what you mean? Let me tell you how you can change your body right now. Well, how? Working out. Change your body. Change your body right now. This is why I tell people they can't even be focused. Here it is. I'm on YouTube. The first thing a person say, are you a Freemason? See, this is what I say. We don't know how to focus. I just broke down a sign. This is not a Freemason symbol. I'm an adapt. I'm a Tassa Wolf. This is what I be telling people. And we all Masons. We all born from our mama. I'm not no Freemason. Because no Negro, Black, or color African American can be free when you identifying to something that's synonymous to slaves. That's why I be telling people to stay focused. I have my own charter. I have my own fraternal order. And if a person been researching me, person be like, man, you asking the wrong questions. This is what I tell people.
Yeah.
I always try to tell people, and that's how we start just asking stuff and asking stuff and asking stuff and asking stuff instead of being clear. What if I was a European man and a Freemason? I'm here telling you to give you the truth, and you be like, "Oh man, that European Mason was dropping science down," just like I showed the European Scottish Rite Mason giving credit to Noble Drew Ali on his 135th birthday. It's on my page. This is what I be telling people. I said, man, we done lost our way. Because videos we watch, YouTube stuff we watch, this is our science. I give you reference, Signs and Symbols of the Primordial Man by Albert Churchward. I tell people to read Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. I tell people to read Gerald Massey, all his Natural Genesis, and then you can have an idea of what's going on. But a lot of times we don't. We must, like Malik said, you got to come learn instead of just asking questions, like throwing darts at people. We got to stop that. Yep. We got to stop that. We do. You know, and so to answer your question, because I'm always answering questions in love, because I love Mr. Long 2003. No, I'm not a Freemason. But if you done your due diligence, like most people do, they'll answer it for you. They're like, clearly, you must have just jumped on this man's page. They'll be like, clearly, because this man already tell you this man is transparent. This is not no Freemason sign. They adopted. The turban don't belong to nobody. The feds don't belong to him as well. You know, this sign and symbol is the body. You know, why not just understand the body? The body well, this before you had language, before anybody know anything, your body is what? Symbology. A man was made in the image of the creator. I keep telling people, before you have certain language, we're talking about signs and symbols. I just talking about the esoteric and the exoteric. I just said the exoteric and the exo. A lot of things are not given to the average person. A person that be an adult today in age, they might not have got these things, you know? Yeah. And it's the realms that the practical art of manipulating the forces of nature was discovered, and the application of this knowledge to matters of daily life. Invest with the student with such extraordinary power that the results seem altogether miraculous. You see? See, permit me a word of appreciation for this wonderful master key system. I'm gonna give an analogy. I've been for years a devout searcher for the Holy Grail or the Royal Arcana, which would prove the key, which would unlock the hidden treasures. I've studied philosophy, ancient and modern. We synthesize the wisdom of the East and the West and give it in a manner so logical and pertaining that by its aid, one is able to distinguish wisdom from what? Sophistry, truth from delusion, spiritual expression from psychic varies, and the sublime operations of spiritual insight, and intuition from deceptive visions and false revelations. Also, I have been a student of mythology, and I view the myths of all ancient races or sacred allegories of the deepest spiritual insight from which to gather my symbols, my metaphors, my parables, the cosmic history of the universe, and the soul history of mankind. But your metaphysical elucidation and application have made substance of the shadow. Again, I have studied the mystics from the great teachers whose message has been of universal importance and transcendental significance, but found your system to be free from any craving of sensational phenomena, imposition, and the cruelties or material occultism. Because we seek the deeper mysteries of mind, of soul, rather than those of astral or material realms. You are arousing the dormant higher mind and making a clear way to the inner sanctuary. That's what I be telling people. Sometimes you must be slow to speak and fast to listen. That's what Malik said. Sometimes you got to get a flusher field and reboot your hard drive. Sometimes we just need to listen and learn, but sometimes it's hard for people. Sometimes we open our mouth and show that we don't know nothing. But we don't do that with the other man. We won't even care. We'll be in awe. Peace, brother Bay. Peace and love, Noble. Man, I'm not here to answer a whole bunch of questions. You keep answering, you keep saying things, I'm going to block you. So do you believe that the body has 7 cycles of life and death? Man, I teach this all day. We go back and watch some of my videos with all due respect. But if you keep speaking, I'm going to block you with all due respect. Please stay in context. I always ask people to stay in context. If you came to my lecture, you have been put out already. Why? Because they'll be like, man, you are interfering with the teaching. Stay in context. Please, I love you. Yes, in context, you said so I can't ask the question in context. That's why I broke this down yesterday about the psychosis. My brother Malik just did it. He said, man, stay in context, ask questions of the subject matter. This is what I be telling people. That's like, man, don't nobody care about your personal reasons. It's you think it's context. One more thing, and we just gonna have to end that. But in religion, also you have the kernel or the spirit. See, all religions. You say, well, go ahead, Malik.
You said something? Give an analogy. If the pastor was up, if the pastor was up there speaking, you wouldn't be asking questions. You would just be listening, right? If you was in the church, you wouldn't be asking the pastor while he preaching or teaching some questions, unless it was Bible study, right? And it's open forum. So that's what we mean by disrespect, because you wouldn't interrupt the pastor or the preacher while they up there ministering. So that's where disrespect comes in line. You wouldn't do it. You would just listen. If you had questions, you jot down notes. His email is right here on the thing on the bottom. So if you had questions, you could just email. But because of social media, people just think that it's so instant that they could just start doing this. But you can also not read them until the end of class. So that way you just keep your teaching going on. So that's what I had to say, so you can keep the flow going.
Thank you. Gratitude for that, Malik. Gratitude. So in religion, also you have the kernel or the spirit of all religions as taught by their founders. For the ultimate aim of all religions' effort and instruction should be the education and reintegration of the human soul, which was made in the image of your creator, but has traveled for experience into the far country of natural forces, as well as nigh forgotten its parentage. But the mystic says knowledge is the sum of facts and truth and nothing but them, gleaned from experience, education, or comprehension, without prejudice as to the channel through which the influx of knowledge may come. The source of the education is the nativity or the objectivity of the comprehension. You have successfully taken the mystery out of the mysticism and placed all propositions in the clear light so that she who runs may read. And I consider you a true benefactor to the world. Use these keys. So let me give a little bit of the introduction. We'll do maybe all of 1. We might not be able to get to bullet 2, but we definitely be able to get to bullet 1. If we don't have no distractions. Before any environment, successful or otherwise, can be created, action of some kind is necessary. And before any action is possible, there must be thought of some kind. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. That's a thought, either consciousness or unconscious. And as thought is a product of mind, it becomes evident that mind is the creative center from which all activities proceed. It is not expected that any of the inherent laws which govern the modern business world, as it is at present constituted, can be suspended or repealed by any force on the same plane. But it is axiomatic that a higher law may overcome a lower one. The tree life causes the sap to ascend, not by repealing the law of gravity, but by surmounting it. So to control circumstances, a knowledge of certain scientific principles of mind action is required. Such knowledge is a most valuable asset. It may be gained by degrees and put into practice as fast as you learn it. When my professor used to be like, oh, you a sponge. I deal with supreme hika. I deal with things that I can apply. I'm not worried about semantics. I'm not worried about a whole bunch of things that's not relevant to me that I don't apply. I'm not worried about, well, what about this? Well, what about it? I deal with things that matters. You can have those meaningless conversations on your platform. But for me, no, we dealing with supreme mathematics. Power over circumstances is one of its fruits. Health, harmony, prosperity are the assets upon its balance sheet. So when a person worrying about this, are you successful? Are you in good shape? Are you responsible with your finances? Are you teaching this to your kids? Are you teaching this to your wife and the ones around you? If not, I wouldn't be worried about nothing else or what somebody else believes. What do you believe? It ain't about what nobody else believes. What do you believe? It costs only the labor of harvesting its great resources. The naturalist who spends much of his time in observing visible phenomena, is constantly creating power in that portion of his or her brain set apart from observation. The result is that she becomes very much more expert and skillful in knowing what he sees. So when I ask a person, they be like, well, you do believe in this? Do you? Do your kids believe in it? Are you in good shape? Are you in good shape? Are you in good shape? So I hope you should have a level of peace. You should have a level of understanding, a level of passion. When you get to a level of passion, nothing makes you upset. You have passion, you have conviction. And the person that ain't on that level, all they can do is accuse. That's it. That's all. Because they haven't been in a place of learning and correction. So they think every time of different vibration or a different wavelength, they can't handle it. And grasping an infinite number of details at a glance that does his unobserving friends. When you on a level, you will see that your friends is messed up. You will see that certain people is messed up because they don't understand. You will see when a person that say a court is culture. We let people tell us what things are. But do you understand? We have to stop letting people tell us things. We have to stop that. We have to stop letting people tell us things because we don't have a clear understanding of the degrees. We only talk about what's given to us. And it be some older gentlemen that they only talk about things that's given because they haven't studied enough. They don't know the signs and symbols of the primordial man. They think everything is a Freemason, but that's their tittle understanding, not mine. I always try to tell brothers and sisters this. I say, you're giving all your science away from a lack of understanding. You're giving all your science away from a lack of understanding. We all are my sons. We all are born from our mother. But when we get to YouTube and all this TikTok and this social media, that's where you're getting it from. And I tell people that she has reached the faculty by exercise of his brain. A lot of people haven't exercised their brain yet. He or she deliberately chose to enlarge his or her brain power in the line of observation. So he deliberately exercised the special faculty over and over with increasing attention and concentration. Now we have the result. A man or woman learned in the lore of observation far beyond his or her fellows. See, a person that's just on that lower level, a person that's on a higher level is far beyond the level of their fellow brothers when they just look at the negative. That's your fault, not mine. Or on the other hand, one can, by solid or by stolen inaction, allow the delicate brain matter to harden. I call it when your muscles atrophy and ossify until his or her whole life is barren and fruitless. A person's whole life be barren and fruitless. Why? Because they're looking at the negative. Because that's all you see. That's all you're going to see. When you look in the mirror, you don't love yourself. You confrontation because you don't know the duality of signs and symbols. That's the problem. Every thought tends to become a material thing. Our desires are seed thoughts that have a tendency to sprout and grow and blossom and bear fruit. Now, what type of fruit are your trees bearing? We are sowing these seeds every day. Illumination. I'm resurrecting you. I'm bringing something back to your remembrance. I'm not changing nothing. I am bringing something back to your remembrance because we are lost. When I talk about the signs and symbols, this is the thing. When I talk about Haram Abith, when I show you in the Bible, Jabel, Jablum, and Jablu, and Jablem, and you don't understand Haram Abith, and you don't understand Melchizedek, that's not my fault. All that stuff right there. But we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned. And most of these people that say these things never, ever, ever been in a Masonic house to understand the keys. You've been told things because you follow social media. I know this for a fact. I know most people never been in a Masonic house, don't know nothing about the keys. I know this because if you did, you would give respect to it and say, well, you know what? Most brothers that's Prince Hall Masons, they took an oath. But then when you see European Masons, that Scottish Rite Masons, they're sons of Muslims. So you have to do just a little bit more investigation and research before you did something. That's what Nas said. He wrote a song. He said, people hate what they don't understand. People diss what they don't understand. That's a lack of wisdom. Each of us today is the result of his past thinking. Each of us today is a result of our past thinking. Later, later we can be the result of what we are now thinking. We create our own character, our own personality and environment by the thought which we originate or entertain. Thought seeks its own. The law of mental attraction is an exact parallel to the law of atomic affinity, because mental currents are as real as electric, as real as magnetic or heat currents. See, we attract the currents which we are in harmony with. And then I ask people, what are you attracting? Because I attract everything. I attract everything that I want. When I cast my net out, I ain't getting sardines. Because I throw sardines back, I'm getting everything I want. I tell people, my people know my voice, and my people ain't just melanated. Are we selecting those which will be conducive to our success? This is the important question. When you asking questions, is it conducive to your family? Is it conducive to your well-being? If it's not, it's a waste of time. Lines of least resistance are formed by the constant action of the mind. The activity of the brain reacts upon the particular faculty of the brain employed. The latent power of the mind is developed by constant exercise. See, a lot of people are older, but their mind is at adolescence still. Listen to the things they say. Listen to how they speak. All the anger, all the spite. There's no love in that. There's no understanding. Why? Because the first thing is negativity. Each form of its activity becomes more perfect by practice. Exercises for the development of the mind present a variety of motives for consideration. They involve the development of the perceptive faculties, the cultivation of the emotions, the quickening of your imagination, the symmetrical unfoldment of the intuitive faculty, which without being able to give a reason frequently implies or prohibits choices. And finally, the power of the mind may be cultivated by the development of your moral character. A lot of people don't have moral character. The greatest man said, Seneca, I'm using that as a speaking reference, is he who chooses right with invincible determination. The greatest power of the mind then depends upon its exercise in moral channels. And therefore, it requires that every conscious mental effort should involve a moral end. A developed moral consciousness modifies consideration of motives and increases the force and continuity of actions. Consequently, the well-developed symmetrical character necessitates good physical, mental, and moral health. So the first thing you got to ask a person, are you in good physical health? Are you in good mental health? Are you in good moral health? A lot of people not. And this combination creates what? Initiative power, relentless force, and necessarily success, a matter of factualness. Let me show you, I'm a martial arts head. I show you all my trophies. And in a certain level, when I watch the old Kung Fu movies, The Great Cavalier, when you able to change your pressure points, your voice change. Why do you think? Because it starts to project. Things start to manifest and your voice become like lightning. But see, people don't understand that because they think when a person is being specific and they use their words and they use their volume to capture attention, that be the issue. You have to understand these things, and it will be found that nature is consistently seeking to express harmony in all things. It's forever trying to bring about an harmonious adjustment for every discord, every wound, every difficulty. Therefore, when thought is harmonious, nature begins to create what? The material conditions, the possession of which are necessary in order to make up what? A harmonious environment. It's nothing outside yourself. When my noble Malik, got sick, whatever, he didn't trip out. He went back in his toolbox because the body is built to heal itself. He take all the things you need to do to professional to make sure, but it's some work that he has to do as well. It's some work that he have to do. It's some work that my brother had to do. You see? And when we understand that the mind is the great creative power, what does not become possible? When I said, when you understand that the mind is the greatest creative power, what does not become possible?
It's the power of thought.
Come on, Malik. And that's why I say some people mind is not mature. Yes, you are mature in age per se, but your mental is off. Why? Because I see what's coming out your mouth. I always tell people what's inside has to match the outside and vice versa. And if it don't match like that, sometimes you need to keep your words to yourself, because you can have a change of a heart right then. And now you got to admit that you sincerely wrong. It's just like if you on Jeopardy and a show and you hit the button before he finished reading the question. Why? Give it a chance to ponder. Give it a chance to contemplate on things. Put it in your hippocampus. We don't even do that because we've been conditioned because they put stuff in front of us and we don't know the true meaning of it. Everything has duality. That's the issue with a lot of our brothers. They don't know the duality. So they gravitate to the negativity.
Is it a reaction versus response?
Yes, Malik. And with desire as the great creative energy, can we not see why desire should be cultivated, should be controlled and directed in our lives and in our destinies? Men and women of strong mentality who dominate those around them, and often those far removed from them, really emanate currents charged with power, which coming in contact with the minds of others, causes the desires of the latter to be in good accord with the mind of the strong individuality. That's what we say, like minds.
Contemplation versus procrastination.
Come on, Malik. Great masters of men and women possess this power to a marked degree. Our influence is felt far and near, and we secure compliance with our wishes by making others want to act in accordance with them. In this way, men and women of strong desire and imagination may and do exert powerful influence over the minds of others, leading the latter in the way desired. Because the magnetic person attracts. The magnetic person allures and draw. In a sexual aspect, we'll talk about the pheromones. When we be out, Malik, like his pheromones popping up, he don't have to say nothing. When he come around, he just came to Arizona. We was out having a good time in my Empress Solar Return. His pheromones attract things. He don't even have to open his mouth. I see it. I can give credit where credit is due. I have to do that. That's his magnetic. That's that magnetic person. He attracts, he allures, he draws what? Anything to him that's good for him. In a sexual aspect, those are his pheromones. They are emotional and capture the will of others. No man is ever created, no woman is ever created without the inherent power in himself, herself, to help himself or herself. The personality that understands its own intellectual and moral power of conquest will certainly assert him or herself. It is the truth which an infamed world craves today. See, a person, instead of this is how us as men are. When you see a man that's in his stature, the first thing you do, you'll try to diss instead of be like, man, no, I rock with that and I aspire to that and I want to rock like that. So the first thing we'll do is start throwing insults. But in your mind, you like, man, you in awe. It's just like when you like a girl when you were a kid, you would start hitting her instead of just telling her you like her because your mental not developed yet. You don't know how to act. You short circuited. Real talk. The possibility of asserting a slumbering intellectual courage that clearly discerns and a moral courage that grandly undertakes is open to all. And there is a divine potency in every human being. Where we at? What time we at? Okay, I got 10 minutes left and I'm out of here. We speak of this sun as rising and setting, though we know that this is simply an appearance of motion. To our senses, the earth is apparently standing still, and yet we know it is revolving rapidly. We speak of a bell as a sounding body, yet we know that all that the bell can do is what? Produce vibrations in the air. And when these vibrations come at the rate of 16 a second, they cause a sound to be heard in the mind. It is possible for the mind to hear vibrations up to the rate of 38,000 a second. And when the number increases beyond, this is silence again. So that we know that the sound is not in the bell. It is in our own mind. We speak and even think of the sun as giving light. Yet we know it is simply giving forth energy, which produces vibrations in the ether at the rate of 400 trillion a second, causing what are termed light waves, so that we know that we call light is simply a mode of motion. And the only light that there is the sensation caused in the mind by the motion of the waves, cause and effect. 7 Kemetic principles, a lot of times connotated as what? Hermetic. And when the number of vibrations increase, the light changes in color. You talk about the chakras and all that stuff, the elixirs and all that stuff, even when I'm dealing with herbs, each change in color being what? Caused by shorter and more rapid vibrations. So that although we speak of the rose as being red, my brothers and sisters, the grass as being green, or the sky as being blue per se, we know that the colors exist only in our minds and are the sensations experienced by us as the result of the vibrations of the light. And when the vibrations are reduced below 400 trillions a second, they no longer affect us as light, but we experience the sensation of heat. So we have come to know that appearances exist for us only in our consciousness. Every time, and even as space and time become annihilated, because remember, it never was a time when man was not. Time being only the experience of what? Succession. There began no past or future except as a thought relation to the present. And in the last analysis, therefore, we know that one principle governs and controls all there is. Every atom is forever conserved. Whatever is apart, which must what? Inevitably be received somewhere. It cannot perish, and it only exists for use. It can go only where it's attracted, and therefore required. We can receive only what we give, and we may give only to those who can receive. And it remains with us to determine our rate of growth and the degree of harmony that we shall express. And at last, as I close, the laws under which we live are designed solely for our advantage. These laws are immutable, and we can't escape from their operation. All the great eternal forces act in solemn silence, but it is our power to place ourselves in harmony with them and thus express a life of comparative peace and happiness. I operate on peace. Difficulties and harmonious obstacles indicate that we are either refusing to give out what we no longer need, or refusing to accept what we require. My brothers and sisters, growth is attained through an exchange of the old for the new, of the good for the better. It is a conditional or reciprocal action. For each of us is a complete thought, entity, and completeness makes it possible for us to receive only as we give. You only can receive what you give out. So if you give out negative energy, you can't receive good energy. Why? Because your whole existence is negative. We cannot obtain what we lack if we consistently cling to what we have. Therefore, the principle of attraction operates to bring to us only what may be to our advantage. And we are able to consciously control our conditions. You are consciously able to control your mouth. You're constantly able to control how you treat your brother, man, because you don't treat the other man the way, the disrespect that you treat your brother. Our ability to do this determines the degree of harmony or happiness that we attain. And with that, I want to stop. I'm at my hour rate. I want to say peace, love, light, and illumination. If anybody want to add on to any of that, if anybody want to ask questions specific to this is the time. I always tell people my information is in my bio. When we come here, we talk on specific topics. As my noble Malik said, if you came to a lecture, you would be at a lecture on a. So we do here in Adapt Class. But you're more than welcome to join us. You're more than welcome to say, can we have a day we speak on these certain topics? But if a person is into the know, I've spoken on all those things. So I give glory for people for coming and taking the time and listening. And I'll give honor to everyone, no matter what you believe in or how. Do anybody got anything they want to add on? Mufti Malik, you got anything that you want to add on or anything as we close? You know what you say, Brother Bay? My brother Bay said, you answered them. Just got to wait and listen. Gratitude. Thank you, Brother Bay.
Yeah.
Brother Bay. Yeah.
On your TikTok?
Yeah. He got one of the necklace, you know, the necklace that I sent you, the Egyptian with the, He got one too. This is the brother that always rock with us, man. And I invite that brother to rock with us. I invite you to come to, we going to Puerto Rico on our meet and greet again, but I invite righteous brothers to rock with us. And he said, you answered them.
Brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters. But he said, Malik, he said, you answered them. He said, people just gotta wait and listen. Gratitude. And I give you gratitude right back, Noble. I give you gratitude right back. Anybody else want to add anything? This is the time. Anything. You know, anything you may want to add.
That we study all holy books, and we don't dismiss the essence of all holy books. We teach throughout all holy books because they synchronize. And the only reason we don't do it because you don't want to dismiss one so-called holy book because you're going to miss the essence of the rest. So we teach that all holy books, but specifically we come up from the Bible because that's the most, holy book that's used worldwide. So and that connects with everybody. So just wanted to add that.
We add this part. When you learn multiplication, you don't get rid of mathematics. The multiplication is a tool in a toolbox because you're going to need mathematics. You don't jump to multiplication before you deal with addition. So these are tools in the toolbox. And a lot of times I know we haven't been learned, and we get all our information from social media in a negative aspect. We get all our information from TikTok. Y'all following all this conscious community. I'm a teacher. I just use social media to bring something back that I had the pleasure to do on academia levels with professors 3 times over. And I never have problems. I never have questions. They be like, well, you just revealing something to the people because we're lost due to a lack of knowledge. We think everything belongs to someone else. And I'm illuminating this. The ancient rite of mystics, all that stuff is our science. So when a person asks me, am I a Freemason? No. Am I a Mason? Yes. Am I 99 degrees? Yes. Am I under the Kemetic science? Yes. Do I teach degrees? Yes. Do I confer degrees? Yes. 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 You haven't studied enough. I give you reference to look. I give you Albert Churchward's Signs and Symbols. I tell you to research Gerald Massey. I tell you to research some things so we can remove hate and fill it up with love to be like, man, you know what? I didn't see that. I haven't had the pleasure to study it. That's what we have to do. Because I can deal with Godfrey Higgins. I can go all the way back and take you all the way back. And a person that have to be like, you know what, I was wrong. And I still accept the person. But our heart is hardened like Pharaoh. A lot of us, our heart is hardened like Pharaoh. I gotta say it. I say, why, when you see your brother and we take our signs and symbols, our African Hika, our supreme mathematics, and we wear them, the first thing we say is, oh, some European Freemason. No, but the copy copied you. Everything that they have come from you, and they'll tell you. I just tell my brothers and sisters, all my European colleague Masons, they'll tell you that they are son of a Muslim.
And with that,
and with that, we out of here, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for your time. Believe me, but my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. Malik, can you give us our Moorish American prayer, if you don't mind, Noble?
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, Amin, Ashay, Shalom Alaikum, Ash'ar, Islamism. Peace, peace, peace. Amen, amen, amen.
Can I give? I want to give our benediction. If that okay, Malik?
Absolutely.
Let me give our benediction while we get out of here, for y'all can really hear something. And Sunday school, our aims, we tell you how to BBT believe. I've written the literature,
well,
so no one.
We believe or we understand.
Yes, we understand. So our benediction reads as such. May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thy acts upon love, upon all our brothers and sisters, and we do our best to shun the evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that we might all nourish the souls of all men, women, and children. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. We all should know that we never need to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of criminal theft. Behold, the key to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, inconstancy, inconsistency, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, may Buddha, may Confucius, whatever name you give glory, may it guide you, may it preserve you, may it lengthen your age and give you everlasting peace. El Rahman, El Rahim, Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad, Ashe, Shalom Alaikum, peace, 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 and amen.
Amen. Don't forget the amen.
Right. Take us out. Ashe.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at